Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, Down with Doug. Just working through my little DIY maintenance series on my 2013 Tundra TRD Rock Warrior. In a previous video, I did the transfer case fluid. Now in late night garage mode, I'm going to work on doing a power steering fluid flush. A lot of people will do this with some more simpler tools where they'll go into the reservoir, drain it, fill it, run it, drain it, fill it, run it, drain it, fill it, run it. But I found it is much more easier if you go out and purchase a fluid extractor. I have this one from OEM Tools. So what we're going to want to do with our fluid extractor is first go in to the power steering reservoir. I have no clue when this was changed last. We're going to want to get our fluid extractor. I'm going to set this up so we can actually see what's going on here. Hope that camera angle works. And we're going to first off just try to suck out all the fluid from the reservoir. And that fluid is not looking very red. These systems use standard, what do we got? Dextron ATF. I use the Valvoline Max Life. That's what I've used in my other Toyotas. So we're going to want to empty this reservoir out as much as possible. I'm going to cheat. This system that I have is actually pneumatic. So why not hook it up to air? I'm just going to move the tip around to try to get as much of the fluid out of the reservoir as I can. I think we're about fully drained. I'm going to set this to the side. We're going to want to get some rags for this part, but the next thing we're going to want to do is remove the return fitting. So this whole process of the system, this swap, is to put new fluid in the reservoir while suctioning through the fluid from the return line. So let me get a pair of pliers and we're going to pop this line off. Let me see if I can get the camera in a little better angle. Let's see if it stays there. Things never go as easy on camera. Just going to go ahead and wiggle this return line off. Sorry, I'm trying to do this so you can see it, but my dexterity is not that great. And I have too much stuff on the ground in my way. I'm going to go ahead and get this clamp out of the way a little farther so I can get a better grip on this. There we go. One thing we're going to want to do is cap off this line because we're going to add fluid to the reservoir, but we don't want it to bleed right out. Some people will get a hose nipple and put over this. I have no such thing. So I'm going to get a little, I don't know if you call it redneck or what, but I'm going to try my luck with a glove wrapped around it and a zip tie. I think that'll do. Just going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the reservoir. Wish I had a smaller funnel. Cap disappeared forever. What I'm going to do is fill this reservoir up all the way. The reservoir itself does not hold a lot. I think I read maybe 7 ounces. Could be wrong. It's about half full. Really got to get a different funnel set. There we go. Now she's full. Probably went a little too full. But we're going to actually be bleeding a lot of this fluid back out. So at this point, I'm going to get the fluid extractor back out. And I'm going to stick this hose down in to the return line. It's a little bigger than the inside diameter, but it will work. And then I'm spewing fluid everywhere, so let me clean that up. I'll hose this all down when I'm done. And we're just gonna suction through the fluid until we get a nice red color. Being that this tube is a little smaller than the other one, I definitely have an air leak. So let me see if I can get this down there a little further to help suck the old fluid out. I don't know if you can still see it on the camera, but holding my hand over it, I'm able to get a better seal, and the fluid coming through the tube is still quite brown. The reservoir is now slowly going down. I believe the whole system holds over a little over a quart, maybe a quart and a half. I'm going to get something to seal around this just to make the job a little bit easier, because holding my hand there is not very efficient. Quite the slow process just because I don't have a tight seal. You can still see we're getting some brown fluid through it. The reservoir is about halfway down. It's still flowing through. Again, definitely be better if I had a tighter fitting on this hose, but it's what I have at what I should call the Midnight Garage series. Just trying to get some stuff done while I have free time. So I have done this before, and I just realized that I have a bigger hose. That fits much tighter. Hey, we got red fluid coming. Nope, just kidding. But we just ran our reservoir empty. So the fluid in this was very old and very dirty. So just looking at the side of the reservoir, I couldn't tell because it's stained. But I just ran it a little low. You can see we're getting a little pinker. I still have about a quart of fluid in my container, so I'm just gonna run it through. A little longer. Sorry for the air compressor running in the background. So at that point, I'm pretty happy with the color of the fluid. It's a nice red. Is it 100% flush through? Probably not. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this part cleaned up. Now there's a couple things you could do at this point. We need to now get the return line hooked back up to the reservoir. Now that the air compressor kicked off, we can try to talk a little more. So we need to get the return line hooked back to the reservoir. If you're quick, which I am going to try to be, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that zip tie that I had put on the return line, and I'm going to try to just quickly swap it out. So I'm going to get a pair of cutters here. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I'm going to put the lid back on. Maybe it'll, not having an open system, it'll keep it from gushing. Okay, my glove is gone. We got it. I think I spilled more using the funnel than I did with that. So now, let's get this cleaned up. I'll put that clamp back on. This is transmission fluid, so I'm gonna go ahead and really get this cleaned up down here. Now the next part of this, I'm just gonna talk you through because I can't do it at the moment. Now that we have bled the system or refilled the system, we need to bleed the system. And right now, I don't have a battery in my truck because tomorrow I have some new headlights and stuff coming in, and I'm gonna get some of this wiring over here cleaned up. Someone put aftermarket LED turn signals and they had to put the anti-flicker modules in, and I'm going to be upgrading the headlight bulb. So I have the battery out on the other side just so it's easier to get to. So I will do this last step tomorrow once I get my headlights installed. Would have been great to do them tonight at night. Could have did a test video, but they're not going to be delivered till tomorrow. But what we want to do is we want to start the truck, and we really just want to turn the wheel back and forth, not 100% lock to lock, but you want to turn it left, you want to turn it right, because you really want to cycle the fluid through the rack. And at that point, you're likely going to see the fluid in the reservoir go down a little bit. So down here we have our cold low line and our cold high line. So it's slightly above that right now. So I'm going to leave it at that. Tomorrow, once I get my headlights installed, I'm going to get the battery back in here, and then I'm going to cycle the system. But being that I didn't bleed the system dry intentionally, there really shouldn't be any air in the system, but cycling the wheel side to side will help purge any air in the system. If you're doing that, it's always best to jack the vehicle up just to get the front wheels off the ground. You can turn it with the tires on the ground, but you're just going to do more wear and tear to everything. If not, I'm going to actually just take it and drive it around the neighborhood and swerve around like an idiot. So my neighbors wonder what the hell is that guy at the end of the street doing again. But this is, in my mind, the best and easiest way to do a power steered fluid exchange. This can be done in 10 minutes. I was trying to do it on camera just so you guys could get the idea, and I forgot some things and it took a little longer than needed, but it's a pretty simple task. Someday I might take this off and actually try to clean it up. Some people go in them with brake fluid, but I found with a lot of these as they're older, once they're stained, and it works. It serves its purpose. Maybe someday I'll put a new reservoir in it, but for now, it's good. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and look forward to some more content coming up on my Tundra. If you got any ideas for a truck name, drop it in the comments below. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye.